Climate change solutions currently classified into two categories. One is focused on mitigation, one is focused on adaptation. Climate mitigation is mainly focused on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, which requires all nations to work together. Climate adaptation is related to developing resilient climate solutions so that our communities can become more resilient to climate change. The mission of Climate Smart Lab is really to develop sustainable and climate resilient solutions for local communities so that they can have all the necessary solutions and tools to adapt to the changing climate. Prince Edward Island is located in the Gulf of St. Lawrence in Atlantic Canada. We have seen our beautiful beaches and the sand dunes being affected by the accelerated coastal erosion because of sea level rise and frequent and intense storm events. And these are all affecting our coastal communities.
PEI is living laboratory, and we have a lot of coastal sites around the lab that is actually sited here in St. Peter's Bay. So if we were to do hands-on training with our students, we can take them to the coastal sites, they can do their measurements, they can have their weather stations installed around the area. And we have a lot of climate researchers looking into different fields, hurricane behavior, coastal erosion, sea level rise. It's actually well centered in the St. Peter Bay area because around the bay, there are a lot of climate impacts we can see. So Coastal Resilience Project is a project that government, engineers and climate scientists come together to plan for a better resilient coastal structure around the PEI coasts. And there are a couple of sites they will look into first to design better and then apply it around the island.
We have established multiple monitoring stations across the islands. So far, we have over 100 weather stations, and this including the hydrometric stations and the early warning storm surge systems, as well as other environmental parameters. And also in the upcoming year, we are expecting to expand number of these monitoring stations in order to address the gap data availability for the research and other development purposes.
We have established island-wide climate monitoring systems, including PEI Weather and Climate App, PEI Storm Surge Early Warning System. Modeling is the second step we take to model or simulate the physical climate system in PEI.
In looking at climate change, when we're talking about hurricane predictions, we want to know what's going to happen in the future. So we're not looking at like a nowcast, we're looking at future models. So we'll take estimates of historical hurricanes, and using climate models and climate information, you could do additional simulations or use machine learning or other data tools to then make estimations on how those hurricanes which maybe shift in direction, and then also maybe the region could be shifting. Perhaps they're more forming in the Gulf or closer to the States. So for climate change, we want to know what's going to happen in the future so we could also be better prepared. I think that there's so much to learn here, and I think it provides a great foundation for people to be able to improve their understanding of climate change and to build their skills to take back to their different countries and be able to be a voice in that country to improve climate change resilience.
As a nation and as a country and as a province, we need to take climate change very seriously, so getting ready for those changes that are coming. The Climate Smart Lab plays a role in this, and that we have been working on climate change adaptation measures, and I am hoping that our work will be able to provide solutions to communities and be able to inform kind of public policy to make good decisions going forward.
We really need to turn the symbolic declaration of climate emergency into real actions. Because of the dynamic nature of climate change and coastal change, it is really important to develop real-time and adaptive actions to increase our coastal resilience to climate change. This is really the role our Climate Smart Lab is playing, and we hope to work with communities to take adaptive and sustainable actions to build a more climate smart future for the next generation and also many generations to come.